So the Portland Trailblazers have the third pick in this upcoming NBA draft, and they're really going to have to make decisions, right? Are they going to trade Damian Lillard? Are they going to trade the number 3 pick? There have been reports that have came out that they are at least shopping or potentially leading to shopping the number 3 pick. But if I'm being honest at this point, why? Right? You got Sharp, you got a couple nice young pieces, you got the number 3 pick, which very likely could end up being Scoot Henderson, which would essentially be your Damian Lillard replacement that you could build around. Ask Damian Lillard, be like, hey, where do you want to go? Where would you prefer to go? And send him there, right? I just think at this point, it would be best for both sides. Damian Lillard has said on numerous occasions, I don't have much of an appetite for building with guys 2 and 3 years away and not really going after it. They don't have anywhere close to a contending team. There aren't any marquee free agents this offseason that they could sign or possibly work out a way to get, and all of a sudden they're a contending team. Maybe like a Joel Embiid or something like that becomes available. But are you going to sell the farm to go do that? Maybe, possibly. But outside of that, unless that happens, like, what else are you going to get? Trae Young? Like Kyrie? None of those things are going to make you a contender. And at this point, I just think it would be best for Damian Lillard. It would be best for the Portland Trailblazers. And I would just say, hey, Dame, where do you want to go? Now, Dame would have, I believe, several options. And I do think that there is an argument that Portland very likely will try to sell him to the highest bidder. But with all the loyalty and everything that Damian Lillard has given and provided Portland, I think if he said, hey, I want to go to X team, I think Portland would trade him to X team. And Damian Lillard, just every opportunity he has said stuff about LeBron James and sticking up for LeBron James and talking about his greatness and stuff like that. And look, Damian Lillard admires LeBron James on a multitude of levels. But Damian Lillard said, I was in 7th grade when they were hyping Bron on ESPN. Still at the top 20 years later. Stop playing with dude, bruh. It's getting out of pocket. And now, look, Damian Lillard and LeBron James, I think, would be an awesome pairing. I don't even necessarily think it would happen. But if you're Damian Lillard, come on, man. Just go to Lakers, go play with LeBron James, close out your career, go contend for an NBA championship. Because look, if Damian Lillard was ever to go somewhere or want to go anywhere or come to a mutual agreement, he's going to want to go to a team that's a contender. And guess what the Lakers are legitimately? A contender. They are in the Western Conference Finals with this current roster. And here's the beauty. You could get Damian Lillard and still keep most of your depth, if not all of it. Like, legitimately. And so if you're the Lakers, if you had to give up, D'Lo and maybe Max Christie and this year's pick and then the 29th pick, something like that, to go get Damian Lillard, and you could still keep your main core and add Damian Lillard to LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I think you do it, right? Like, essentially, you would upgrade Damian Lillard or D'Lo into Damian Lillard. I think that if you have the opportunity, you do that. This team, again, is a contender. Imagine how good this team would be right now with Damian Lillard instead of D'Angelo Russell, especially with all of just the inconsistencies that D'Angelo Russell has had. Having a guy that could be a legitimate three-point threat, scoring threat. You see how much trouble teams have guarding LeBron James and Anthony Davis, add in Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves. If you threw in a Damian Lillard, like, come on, man. The only thing that's beating this team would be injuries. And you could legitimately compete for a title for probably a couple more years at least. Even as LeBron declines, you've already seen him be willing to take a step back to an Austin Reeves. Imagine what he would be willing to do for Damian Lillard. And LeBron has still shown that he has the ability to turn it on. Having Damian Lillard as LeBron sort of reaches the end of his career and him missing games, you got Anthony Davis missing games. Between the three of them, even Damian Lillard has missed some games. It's kind of like the old Avengers teaming up together to try to make one last push to maybe go get a ring or two. I really believe that they could get an NBA championship if Damian Lillard was on this team next year. I think they win at least one. I think they at least win next year because I don't think any other team is going to have some huge major turnaround this offseason that's going to basically take, a team from being really good to, oh my God, like they are head and shoulders away from everybody else, right? I don't think the Warriors are going to get Kevin Durant again. I think most teams are going to be where they're at. I think most teams are going to kind of make little minor tweaks and retool here and there. But for the most part, I think everybody that's kind of intact will be intact, right? Maybe like I mentioned earlier, Trae Young. Where's James Harden going to go? Does Joel Embiid ask out? I think that might be the only like big name that could make things interesting depending on where he ended up. But even then, he probably goes to like a Knicks team or something. I just look at it and think on several reasons. Like, one, at this point, if you're Damian Lillard, do you really want to stay in Portland? Why they have a rebuild when you've already said and expressed that you don't want to rebuild? What is Portland going to get for the number 3 pick in this year's draft that's going to be that good that all of a sudden you're a legit contender, right? I just don't see that. Again, unless there is a way to go get Joel Embiid. Maybe Damian Lillard and Joel Embiid with like maybe re-sign Jeremy Grant, add some nice little pieces. I don't know. Maybe you could build a contender, but I don't see that. And, if Joel does want out, does he really want to go to Portland? That's something else as opposed to like a Knicks team. And the Knicks have like an entire treasure trove. I mean, they are falling out of pieces that they just have so many assets and young players and all kinds of stuff that they could really entice and go all in for like a Joel Embiid. I don't know what turn of events could happen that would make sense for Damian Lillard. And if you're Portland at this point, what is the point of keeping Damian Lillard? Like, look, even if he doesn't go to the Lakers, right? I still want to see Damian Lillard go somewhere and have some success. I would love to see Damian Lillard have an opportunity to win an NBA championship. But again, where is he going to go that automatically makes him a contender and that would be a seamless fit? Because with LeBron and AD, it would be a seamless fit, right? Like if he went to, I don't know, like the Phoenix Suns, I don't think that that's going to be a seamless fit, right? Could he go to like the Knicks? Sure, but then you got like the smallest backcourt in the entire league. And would New York do it? Absolutely. But would Damian Lillard really want to do it? I don't know if that's a contender. I don't know if that's a legit contender, right? Like who else is trading for him? Does the Sixers take Maxey and whatever assets they have left and maybe try to get him? Maybe James Harden, Damian Lillard, and Joel Embiid. Maybe that could be a contender, but I'd have to look at the ins and outs and see if that even can happen. Is Boston going to trade Jaylen Brown for Damian Lillard? I mean, if they would, yeah, sure, I would do that. Golden State, like who's going to one with Damian Lillard's injury history? What is his market going to look like? 2, where is Damian Lillard going to want to go to where he's going to have success? And for some people that might look at it and go like Portland would never trade Damian Lillard to the Lakers. He would if he asked. If Damian Lillard said, hey, look, I want to go anywhere. I don't want to go anywhere but the Lakers. He's going to be a Laker. He has been the most loyal player in the league in the last 20 years. Like the guy has done everything for Portland. I think Portland fans would even understand and would love to see him win a ring, right? But here's the thing. If he went to the Lakers and he didn't win a ring, that could be a problem, right? But as long as he goes to the Lakers and they win a ring, which I think they would, because again, you could trade for Damian Lillard and not lose any of your depth. I think that is something that could make a lot of sense for Dame, for the Lakers. The Lakers would do it. LeBron would push for it. And I think these 3 guys with like an Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt. I mean, you don't even have to worry about Jared Vanderbilt being a liability on the offensive end anymore, right? If you had a starting 5 of like Damian Lillard, Rui Hachimura, Damian Lillard, Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis with Rui Hachimura coming off the bench. Like, you don't have anything to worry about. Nothing. right? Like that's Jared Vanderbilt could play 48 minutes a game and you don't have to worry about the offensive liability because between LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and Damian Lillard, you have more than enough offensive output, right? So I think it would make sense for all parties. If you're Portland, you not only get the 3rd pick in the draft, but you also get the 17th pick in the draft. You'd also get Lakers' future assets. You probably could get a guy in Max Christie who's nice and young, who has potential and has already shown that he could be a solid two-way player. Maybe even throw in a Shaq Harrison just to see if he becomes something. If not, he's on a non-guaranteed, so who cares? Or maybe you throw in a Mo Bamba or something. Maybe they'd say, hey, we like Mo Bamba. He's a young asset that we could kind of build on. It wouldn't hurt. He's, again, on another non-guaranteed contract, so they could always just keep him for a year, see how it goes. If they don't like him, you let him go and you don't lose anything. Right? Lakers have some options. Again, it would take Damian Lillard to give a little push and a little convincing, but I do think it's something that it really wouldn't surprise me in the offseason, right? Because why in the world would Portland want to trade their 3rd pick? Why? Just take Scoot Henderson or whomever falls at number 3 and go and build around Sharp. And I would trade personally. I would trade Simons. But, if you're Portland, can you keep the number 3 pick? Keep Sharp? Can you trade Nurkic to, the Warriors for Kuminga and Moody or something like that? You know what I mean? You probably have to add in some other piece, whatever. But you get my point. Go get 2 more young guys. Nurkic is a real true center that can pass the ball and actually would be pretty nice in Golden State. And they need a center badly, right? So you go get something like that. Now you got Kuminga and you got all these young pieces. Maybe, like I said, a Moody. And you got, a Sharp, and maybe you get Scoot Henderson. And now you got this, starting 5 of, Sharp, Kuminga, Moody, Henderson. And then maybe you get, like I said, Mo Bamba, Max Christie, D'Angelo Russell, all that stuff, right? And maybe you move Simons because now you got D'Lo. It just, again, it explores the possibility. Again, I'm not saying it is going to happen. This is just kind of like a fun exploratory video, but I think it makes sense for all parties. I really do. I think it would make sense for Damian Lillard before this season. You can make the argument the Lakers aren't a legit contender, but now they are. Again, they are 4 wins away from being in the NBA Finals and 8 wins away from being in the final or from winning the NBA championship. That's a legit contender. They are one of 4 of the best teams in the league right now. You add Damian Lillard, they're the best team in the league right now. So I think for Dame, you have a real chance to win an NBA championship. You get to go to a big market in Los Angeles. It's at the end of your career, so you're just kind of making a push now. I don't think the fans would hate it. I think Portland would do it for you. The Lakers would do it for you. Even after LeBron leaves in 2 years, you probably have a championship or 2, and then it's just you and Anthony Davis, and then a bunch of really solid role guys. Maybe you could add some other pieces and contend even without LeBron. I don't know. I think it's at least worth the conversation, which is why I wanted to make this video. But anyway, again, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Agree with me? Disagree with me? How do you feel? Would you want Damian Lillard on the Lakers? Again, you could trade for Damian Lillard and still keep pretty much your entire roster. And Jeannie said that she would be willing to pay whatever it costs as long as the team is a contender. Well, this team is a contender. And if you took this contending team and you swapped several of the younger pieces and D'Lo with your draft picks, and you basically are swapping D'Lo for Damian Lillard, you're the best team in the league. So why not? The only thing that's stopping you is, like I said, injuries. So anyway, again, love to hear your thoughts, opinions, however you feel. Let me know.